Welcome to another episode of Through the Chair, a one-on-one conversation with committee chairpersons that makes up the 35th legislature. Today, joining me is no other than Senator Carla J. Joseph, the committee chair of the Committee on
Government Operations, Veterans Affairs, and Consumer Protection.
What a long name, but it just does this, eh?
It does justice.
Welcome, Senator, welcome.
And thank you so much for having me here today.
We appreciate you making the time to be here with us. So first of all, tell me about the committee. What does this committee do?
Well, the Committee on Government Operations, Veteran Affairs, and Consumer Protection is one of the largest committee. We have a lot of responsibility. We've definitely focused a lot on the operations of the Taxi Cab Commission, the Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, as well as other operations in the government in its whole.
Yeah.
And specifically also the Office of Veterans Affairs. I really appreciate veterans because they have stood the test in holding our freedom. So I'm very thankful that our senators have allowed me to chair this committee for my second term.
Oh, wow. How has that been now? The transition from the first term and you have the same committee. How has that been?
It has been a very good transition. I am working now with some new set of members, but I have always said that the Committee on Government Operation, Veterans Affairs, and Consumer Protection is one of the hardest working committee. We also deal with resolutions that come through the committee, whether it's to honor and commend one of our citizens or to name a street after them. So I really appreciate that. It's a very big committee with a lot of responsibilities, but what I'm always appreciative is that we have members in the committee who are definitely there on time, ask those really hard and strong questions when we have to drill down with various organizations or agencies on how they operate. So
who are some of the members of this committee?
Well, I thought you would never ask. Definitely one of my good senators. He's a youngster from the Big Island of St. Croix, and he serves as my vice chair is none other than Senator Javon E. James Sr. And then also from the Big Island is our majority leader, Kenneth Gittins. And to round it all up, we have Samuel Carillon. And then when you switch to the joint district, St. Thomas and St. John, I have Alma Francis Heiliger, as well as Milton Potter, and the new kid on the block, Ray Fonseca.
I like how you said that. New kid on the block. So you have a balance. You have freshman senators, and then you also have some veteran senators as well.
Indeed, indeed. And some of them came in the same time as I did. And so that's good that some of my colleagues who came in the 34th legislature and is there with me again during this term in the 35th chairing this committee.
Okay, nice, very, very nice. So tell me some of the roles. You spoke about the Veterans Affairs, and so what are you looking for in this committee?
Well, what I'm looking for is for accountability, transparency, and efficiency, and a productive government to help and serve our people with a level of fidelity. We have, as government workers, we work hard. I have worked in government for over 30 years, and I have seen a lot, learned a lot, and I know we have a lot of good workers, strong workers, but every day we have to get up with a mantra in our mind that we are public servants and serving our people and do it to the best of our ability. And that's what I'm looking for. And also for transparency. We should be able to go online and see what all these departments are doing. And if there's an issue, they're supposed to be able to address it expeditiously, not taking your time or giving excuses where the person who does this work is out sick
Right.
You know, where is the backup?
Right.
Right? Because government can't just be falling down sick. It's government is all of us.
Right.
Every person on this island, and even extended out of this island, is all of us.
Right.
So it takes all of us to work together to be able to move and push through everything.
Right. That helps make effective government.
Effective,
Right.
efficient, and productive government.
Right. So how has your relationships been with some of these key holders, especially for Department of Labor? How has your relationship been with them?
Well, I have a little bit of a challenge. I've encountered challenges in the last term with the Water and Power Authority until my members had to subpoena them because I laid out the case and
Hot
said
topic, hot topic.
Yes, I laid out the case, how many times we had asked them, requested that they come before us. And they had failed to do that, giving all kind of excuses. And the same thing is happening with the Taxi Cab Commission. We have asked them to come before us at 2 occasions, and they have indicated on various reasons, and I am a compassionate and patient person, but it is going to come to an end.
Okay.
I try to show compassion, but knowing that we have to go the extra miles as public servants to really address the issues of our people. Our people are depending on us.
Right. Right.
You know, to provide whatever services that are required to see the whole territory move forward in a productive way. And when that doesn't happen, I get a little bit upset.
Yes,
and
I know.
I'm using a gentle word,
Yeah, I know.
upset regarding it, and disappointed and frustrated because we can do it. I am a strong believer in a biblical saying, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Once you're on top of God's earth, you can do it. You just have to be able to push it and have good people around you to help you lift that load.
Right. So that would be considered the low-hanging fruit. So what about your plans for long-term for the committee?
Well, for the long term for the committee, I definitely want to hold a town hall meeting for the committee, really get some input from those constituents regarding how they are being served,
Right.
what we can do to improve
Right, everyday
government operations and their everyday life. That's something I would love to be able to do, because sometimes you hear on the radio one thing, but that may be someone who may be really programmed and have their agenda.
Right.
But when I talk to the people who are really being affected, that's another item. And then to do some site visits and tours to the various departments and hear directly from the people in the trenches what is going on and how what affecting them and how we can work to improve that, because I depend on them, you depend on them, we depend on them to do all that work to serve our people.
Right. Appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So how, as a senator, are you a part of any other subcommittees? I know in the last term we had some subcommittees. Are they doing that this term?
They do.
Okay.
We have the GRS and Infrastructure Subcommittee, which is headed by Senator Donna Fred Gregory. So they do have those subcommittees in place. I'm also a member, ex officio member actually, of the Public Services Commission. That too is a lot of work.
I could imagine.
Yeah, so I'm reading all of these information that's being sent to us constantly. And it takes a lot of time to read through it because it's a lot of work to go through. It's not every time I can make the Public Services Commission meeting because it may have a conflict with a meeting that is being held by the legislature, and I need to be there because it's really a critical issue that is affecting my constituents, our constituents. So I have to make those judgment calls.
Right. So anything else that you want to leave me with here? You have covered a lot. I really impressed in the work that you've done. Anything else any thoughts that you have about your committee?
I just would like to say for my committee members, I really appreciate all the work you do, especially when you're in attendance on time and very supportive. I really have to thank my committee and thank all of the legislators, because sometimes non-members also come to the committee meetings, and that's very important for all of us to work together and to have those conversations and do the proper vetting, so that whatever resolutions that we come up with and considerations that we're making, it is clear and we are organized to be able to move our people agenda forward.
Senator, I really appreciate the conversation. Thank you so much for sitting here with us. And for you at home, thank you so much for watching. This has been Through the Chair. Really a pleasure having you with you.
And it's a pleasure being with you here today also. Thank you kindly.
Thank you so much.